Hey everyone, welcome back to Williamson Ridge Outdoors. Today we've got a little project planned. I've got some rocks to move, and a lot of them, because when we had our water line dug for our automatic waterers for the horses, there ended up being a lot of rocks in there. So they just took the rocks and then piled them up beside the ditch, and I have never gone through and cleaned all that stuff up. So I'm going to go get the dump trailer, and I'm going to be using the Kubota M6060 to scoop those rocks up, load up the dump trailer, and hopefully, I think I'm just going to take them to the back side of the property and make a pile. And then that way, you know, I can put them back there, because I might be able to use those rocks for something. And they're pretty good size rocks. And I've got some places where I've got ditches, and I've got some creek area that runs through a trail that I might be able to put those big rocks in and help that trail from eroding. We got our PJ 14-foot dump trailer hooked up to the tractor, and we're going to take it up there and see if we can't load this thing up with a whole bunch of rocks. So I got all the rocks in this one section. Hopefully I don't have the trailer loaded too much, because these rocks are pretty doggone heavy. But you can see it's pretty piled up, but it's in the middle. There's a lot of space around the side, so I think I'm going to be okay. And I did try to get it to where the majority of the weight is back here towards the back of the trailer. So that's the trail we're heading to, right over there in the woods. Well, that was a little interesting, getting back in here. This area that I'm in is not very big at all, and it's really not a good place to turn a trailer around. So the next run, I'll probably end up just backing all the way down that trail. It's a long ways to back up, but it'd be a lot safer and a lot less wear and tear on my trailer. And, you know, I wouldn't have to worry nearly as much about tearing something up. It's just going to take me a little longer to back down through here. So that's a pretty good little pile of rocks right there. There's a little bit of dirt mixed in with it, but it's not too bad. And this is going to work out pretty good, I think, to kind of have a reserve pile of rocks I can go to in order to, you know, fix in big washout places and stuff. Okay, so we got another trailer load, and that is all the rocks. So I'm gonna take this load out and dump it. I need to get me some mirrors on this thing. It's hard to be turned around backwards all this ways and backing up. Put a little crick in your neck. Plus holding the camera too, it makes it a little difficult, but we're getting close. So I wanted to show you this, but you can see my 3-point and tongue and everything's lifted up real high right now because all the weight's on that back. There's nothing here on the tractor, you know, to hold that down on the 3-point. So it's just something you either have to deal with, but you know, the main thing is making sure that you've got your pins and stuff locked on, because that raising up is not going to hurt anything. And as soon as I pull the weight or pull forward a little bit, this will drop back down. Got some pretty big piles of rocks here. That's pretty impressive that in that little water line section that there's that many large rocks. And if I was going to be digging a water line again, I believe I'd rent a mini excavator or hire somebody to do it like we did on that. Because even though I've got that backhoe on the CS2520, there's no way it would dig those big rocks out. And if it did, it would just take you a really, really long time to do it. So I dug some fence post holes using that little tractor, and it worked great. And I dug out some good sized rocks and stuff, but not for a big long distance. And you're talking about 20 or 30 minutes to dig one post hole to dig around those rocks. So trying to do it for 800 feet like we did on the water line, it'd be pretty slow. But now for some of the other projects, you know, like if you're digging a small drain, a short water line, even under, you know, under 100 feet, it'd probably be the perfect tool to use for that, especially since I've already got it. So that was definitely a long ways to back down through there, but I definitely believe that's definitely the best way to do it, because then when I got down here, I didn't put that trailer in a bind, and I didn't put extra stress on those wheels and tires and hubs and axles by basically dragging it around sideways. So if I haul any more, that's definitely going to be the way I do it. I'll just have to back it all the way down here. So now we can kind of boogie out of here. Tamer just sent me a message asking if I wanted to go out to eat, and it's right as I'm finishing up this job. So yeah, I am ready for dinner, and I believe we'll head out and get some Mexican tonight. So one last thing that I wanted to do, I've got a bunch of logs and pieces of firewood in all this grown up grass right here, and I'm going to push it all out into the clearing. And that way I can kind of pick that stuff out or saw it up or whatever I need to do. So I'm going to push it out, and that way I can also mow this and clean it up. That's going to be my last job for this evening. Should be able to push most of this stuff right out. So it didn't look like it a second ago in all those weeds because everything was laying down flat. But you can see that that's a pretty good pile of firewood. It's been laying out here in the field a little bit too long, and some of this stuff is really kind of rotting away. And that's one reason I wanted to go ahead and get it out of the weeds, get it piled up, because I'm trying to get this field cleaned up to where that these sections aren't obstacles anymore while I'm mowing hay. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of rain here in a few days, because if you could see in that video while I was pushing these logs, it is just so dusty and dry right now. We haven't had rain to amount to anything for a few months. We've only had like 2 rain showers, and it's just not enough. And you know, our hay, we got 2 cuts. Our 3rd cut, it's just not going to happen, because I mean everything is just brown and dried out. And man, it's disappointing to not get that 3rd cut. And the grass has only grown about 2 inches in about a month and a half or 2 months. So pretty disappointing there. So thanks for checking out the video today. I appreciate you going along with me. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, share it with anybody you know. So stay tuned. We got some firewood videos coming up too, because as you can see, I have been piling up wood, and there's logs laying in several different places, and I've got wood down here at the splitter. So we're going to put that Eastonmade 916 and STK24 conveyor to work and get stacking firewood for not this year, but next year. So until next time, keep it outdoors, and we'll see you on the next one.